Hi Cancer, welcome to your love reading for December 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks for you. Let's go ahead and begin. This is for confirmation, but first let's get you 9 cards for this deck. This is a love reading for the sign of Cancer for December 2018. The first card is the 9 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. You have Judgment. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. The High Priestess. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. Princess of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. Justice. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. Nine of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. You have the Hermit. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. Princess of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for December. And you have the Empress. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Cancer needs to hear about their love life for December 2018? And the card that you have is the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords does have to do with fear, with feeling trapped, feeling stuck, and just kind of feeling really mentally restricted. Fear is holding you back. So we'll come back to this to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's focus on the first 3 cards. But first, Cancer, if you would like to get a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I've also created a new Facebook account. It's not a page or a group. You have to add me as a friend to see anything that I post. And you will see readings on there that you do not see on YouTube. I also had to create a second one. If you added me on the first one and I disappeared, Facebook deleted that one for some bizarre reason and I had to make another one. Okay, so let's look at the first row here to see what you have going on. You have the Nine of Wands, you have Judgment, and the High Priestess. So you have 2 major arcanas with the Nine of Wands. So I mean, what I see here is a new beginning with the Judgment card. This is not just a new beginning, but this is usually a card for people who have lost someone. This is a card of a relationship rising from the ashes, a second chance with a person, a second chance to be happy, a second chance to be loved. I mean, seeing it with the Nine of Wands, I mean, I feel like many of you, you have an opportunity to either get back together with someone, you're forgiving someone, but there is fear there with the Nine of Wands. This is a paranoid energy. This is you being unable to relax, being unable to trust. But you do have the High Priestess telling you, use your intuition. And usually Cancer and all the water signs are very, very intuitive. It just seems like there's an opportunity either for you to work something out with someone you had let go, or someone where there had been a breakup with a Judgment card. There's a second chance for a relationship here, but someone is very much afraid and is maybe you feel like it's too good to be true. You don't know if you can trust them again. With the Nine of Wands, you just have all your defenses up, which this explains the main energy. The Eight of Swords, you just feel like, you know, there's so many fears. You actually have even the Nine of Swords, which I just realized that you also have the Nine of Swords here. So, I mean, I feel like there's there's either a new relationship for those who are single, or you have a chance to get back together with someone, but there is fear with the Nine of Wands. You feel paranoid about letting this person into your life again or trusting them again, but the High Priestess is saying use your intuition. You know if you should or if you shouldn't. Now in the second row, you have the Princess of Cups, which is actually the Page of Cups, the Justice card, and the Nine of Swords. So, I mean, seeing the Justice card here, this really makes me feel that there is someone who is either apologizing to you in December, or someone who is promising to change, someone that's trying to make things up to you because they did not treat you very well in the past. Justice comes up when there has been an injustice. You have been walked all over. You have not been treated fairly. You know, and again, this is a page. I call it a princess in a deck, but this is a page. Pages represent communication. So for many of you, it could be that there's someone that's communicating to you and kind of pouring out their heart, telling you that they are sorry maybe for how things ended, how they treated you. They want to make things up to you with the Justice card. They're apologizing, but I mean, here we have it again, the Nine of Swords. Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is the Nightmare card. You're terrified of what will happen. This is a card of imagining the worst possible scenario, a lot of fears, a lot of stress. So again, it feels like, you know, a partner, either your current partner, your spouse, they want to work things out. They want you to give them a second chance. Someone's really pouring out their heart here, but someone is terrified. Someone is imagining the worst possible thing. You're imagining you're going to break up again. They're going to cheat on you again. They're going to lie again. It's not going to work out. I see a lot of anxiety there around some type of communication with the Page of Cups. Of course, this can also just be that someone is telling you that they're interested in you. Someone telling you that they love you. That is the energy of the Page of Cups. But there could be a lot of fear with the Nine of Swords. You might be worried this may not be the right person for you. You might feel that, you know, things were not fair to you in the past, and now you're worried about trusting somebody new. Now, in the bottom row here, you've got the Hermit, which is a major arcana, and you've got the Princess of Swords. So this is the Page of Swords, and then you've got the Empress. So the Empress does represent you having it all in a relationship. I mean, to me, the Empress is even better than the Lover's card, because the Empress, this is someone that completely fulfills you. This is a relationship that gives you everything that you've ever wanted and then some. And I feel like there's a relationship like that around you, but there's hesitation. I mean, there's hesitation in every row. In the top row, it's the Nine of Wands. In the second row, it's the Nine of Swords. And in the third row, it is the Hermit. This is someone that is saying, give me some space. I need some time to figure out if I want you back. I need some time to figure out if we should stay together. But the Empress is saying you can have it all with this person. But again, someone's doing a lot of thinking and soul searching and trying to figure out, what should I do? Also, for some of you, if someone asks for some space, which usually with the Hermit, someone does ask for space. In some decks, it's even called solitude. If someone asks for some space from you, because they need time to figure out what they want or how they feel, I do see communication here, and this is honesty. So you are getting the truth from someone. You are getting the truth about what they really want or how they really feel. Again, this also ties in with the Empress. If someone needed some space, maybe now they're ready to offer you the relationship that you want, with the Empress being here. This is you being completely fulfilled and having everything that you ever wanted. But again, for some of you, it could just be, in order to have this, you have to do this. You have to be completely honest with your partner. For those who are already coupled, you need to be completely honest. Maybe there's something in the relationship that's wrong. I mean, you have Justice here, right in the center. Something is not fair to you. I see you being very nervous, very anxious. You have two pages here and here. There's a need for someone to really speak from the heart about what you're feeling, what you want. There's a need to be completely honest. And someone has a lot of thinking to do. I mean, there is the energy here of a relationship that will give you everything that you want. Of course, at the top, you have Judgment. There's a second chance for you to be happy, but I see you being afraid to take that opportunity, with Nine of Wands being your very first card. Okay, so let's get a few more cards so we can see the rest of the message. What other messages are there for Cancer for December? You have the Tower. What other messages are there for Cancer for December? You have the Alchemist, which is actually the Magician. What other messages are there for Cancer for December? And you have the Five of Wands. So I'll put that there. So these three cards, you have two major arcanas and the Five of Wands. So, I mean, the Alchemist, which is, let's just call it the Magician. The Magician comes up when, like, there's a decision that you have to make. I feel like for the sign of Cancer, there can be a huge change in your love life. I mean, you have the Tower here. The Tower means there can be a complete change, a radical change in your love life. If you're single, it could be that you can meet your life partner. You can meet someone you're going to have a significant relationship with. It could be that you could get married, or you can get a divorce if that's what you want. But this is a huge radical change. But it's totally up to you with the Magician being here. You are creating your own reality. I just see, if you're wanting a big change in your love life, December is a time to do it, but it's not going to happen because some mysterious force from the universe decides you can be happy now. Like, you have to take some type of action for this big change to come in. But you have the Five of Wands here. The Five of Wands, this represents so many things, but I mean, seeing it with the Tower and the Magician, there could be an inner struggle going on within you. It could be that, maybe in a relationship, you're not being treated fairly right now. Okay, so Justice is right in the center of the reading. You know, I see so much worrying, so much anxiety, and you start off with the Nine of Wands. You feel like you can never relax, you can never just enjoy a relationship or trust a person. I see somebody down here with the Hermit needing a lot of space and a lot of time to figure things out. So I feel like the Five of Wands means that there's some type of struggle going on within you. You may not trust the person that you're with, but the Magician is saying you can change this reality. There can be a huge change. Remember, there is a second chance for you. For some of you, this can be that, you know, the issues with your partner can be worked out, because you do have, let me just bring you down a little bit here. You do have two pages, Page of Cups, Page of Swords. So if you're really wanting to work out a relationship, the key is communication. Someone has to be completely honest about what they're feeling, about what they want, about maybe how you're feeling used, not treated well, all the anxiety, all the stress you've been under. You've really got to speak from the heart, because otherwise, for the sign of Cancer, the strongest energy for you in December is that you feel really trapped mentally. You feel like there's no way out of this. That's why I feel that there's something that you're fighting within you. Like maybe you know it's time for a huge change in your love life, but only you can get the ball rolling. Okay, so let's look at the confirmation deck and see what we get from that. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for December? You have the Five of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer? You have the Hermit, so this is a repeat card. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for December? And the Knight of Cups. What's the most important message that Cancer needs to hear about their love life for December? The Emperor. The Emperor, this is telling you, take control. Take control. For some of you, you are suffering. In some texts, the Nine of Swords is literally called suffering and silence. I mean, I feel like there's something that's really stressing the sign of Cancer out. You're stressed and you feel really paranoid about your relationship. The Emperor is saying, take control here. This could, I mean, taking control could be that you just have to really communicate. You have to be completely honest about what's stressing you out, the fears that you have. Also, the Emperor is a lot like the Magician. They're very similar. And for both of them to be here, this means that for the sign of Cancer, whatever it is that happens in your love life in December, that's going to be totally up to the decisions that you make. Just don't let fear get in the way, because for the month of December, you do have a new beginning, a second chance for you to be happy or get your relationship back on track. But there has to be good communication between you and your partner. Otherwise, I see you feeling stuck and unhappy. And here's the energy of you being unhappy. The Five of Cups. It could be that maybe you're just disappointed that your relationship is not working out the way that you hoped. There could be sadness, maybe because, again, you feel something's not right, or you're not getting what you want from your partner. You feel like you're always on the edge here with the Nine of Swords. You're always living in agony. This is feeling just really emotional, and there's a sense of sadness. Now, the good news is that you have the Hermit 2 times here. You have a lot of thinking to do. So for the sign of Cancer, this is the most important message for you in this whole reading. You really need some time to soul search and to see the truth about your relationship. I don't know. It just seems here that the sign of Cancer is really struggling, and I feel like you're really stressed out, and there's something that you're really afraid of in your relationship, and you feel just a sense of paranoia. You have a lot of thinking and soul searching to do as far as what should you do next. This is about finding the truth, the Hermit 2 times. The good news is that you have the Knight of Cups. After you soul search, there can be positive movement in your love life. You have the Knight of Cups. All the Knights represent change and movement, and this is positive movement in your love life. This can even be a proposal of some kind, a marriage proposal to get back together, a proposal to start a relationship. There can be positive change in your love life, but I mean, the cards kind of read like a story. The sense of unhappiness, feeling disappointed in your love life. Someone needs a lot of space and time to figure things out, but this does lead to a positive change. So, I mean, I feel for the sign of Cancer that December can be a very kind of important month for you, because I mean, you have the Empress saying that there's a chance here for you to have it all. I mean, this is a relationship that fulfills you in every single possible way. But there's got to be honesty. Someone has to be completely honest about everything that you're feeling, everything that you're going through. But I feel that, you know, there's some type of struggle going on. Like maybe there's something you don't want to admit. You're fighting yourself. Remember, the month of December, There can be a huge change in your love life, whatever that means to you. Whether you're single, you can meet that ideal partner, or you can fix a marriage, a relationship. It's going to be up to you, with the Magician being here. And the Emperor, it's going to be up to you. Okay, so now we're going to focus just on X's. And we're going to use this deck right here. I've already shuffled it, so let me go ahead and get these out of the way. Believe it or not, you did have a jumping card. I think this is the first time that when I properly shuffled the deck for X's, that a card jumped. But I'll show you what it is, and then I will put it back in the deck. So the card that jumped is a Seven of Wands. So for those of you that want to connect with an ex, this is confrontational energy. This is you speaking up for yourself, standing your ground. It could be that you have a chance to confront your ex, the time that you may have a chance to really speak your mind, talk about what went wrong or how you were treated. Again, this is just a jumping card. I'm going to put it back in here. I've already shuffled it. And let's see what Cancer should expect for those that want to reconnect with an ex. It can be an ex. It can also just be someone that you dated, someone that you were really interested in. You want to know if there's a chance to hear from them again or work things out. Okay, show us the energies for Cancer and their ex in December 2018. Seven of Pentacles, Cancer and their ex, December 2018. 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 Cancer and their ex, December. Okay, so the only card that repeated itself is the High Priestess. But I mean, that is a good one, and it's actually right here. I was looking right at it. Use your intuition when taking back an ex. I feel like for some of you, you will be taking back an ex because you have the Fool, which is a new beginning. And ironically, it's the Fool. It's not one of the aces because the Fool is a major arcana. So this is a significant change for you. The Fool also means that this is a risky new beginning, where you really have to use your intuition. The High Priestess 2 times. So what we see here is the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Fool, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Again, 2 times. So, you know, what I see here, I mean, I see you kind of going back and forth with the Seven of Pentacles, trying to decide, like, should I take them back? The Seven of Pentacles is being very, very careful. And remember that that energy was in the 9-card spread. I mean, you started with the Nine of Wands. This is being absolutely paranoid and being like you can't trust and you can't relax. I mean, that definitely ties in with the scenario of an ex. I see you being very careful with the Seven of Pentacles, weighing your options. Like, you know, if I take them back, this could happen. I see you, this is the energy of going back and forth and looking at your past and what you want. And just, again, being very careful. You do have the Six of Wands, which means that, you know, whatever it is that tore you and your ex apart, this can be fixed because the Six of Wands is victory. This is a kind of, you know, an energy of removing those obstacles that tore you apart. You can work through your issues, and this all leads to the Fool. This is, you know, a very risky new beginning where you just have to trust. And the message of the Fool is you have to trust your heart and your intuition. And ironically, you have the High Priestess 2 times, which represents your intuition. So I feel like for the sign of Cancer, like your intuition will either be screaming, take them back, they've changed, they won't do it again, it'll work this time, or your intuition will be screaming, don't take them back. History will repeat itself. Again, it's going to be different for everyone since this is a general reading. But I do see, you know, there's a new beginning there, a very risky new beginning where you just have to listen to your heart and your intuition. You know, and you have the Three of Swords, which actually is the breakup card, the divorce card, but it's also a card of heartache. So I feel like for many of you, you're still hurting as far as what happened with your ex. The issues maybe have not really been talked about. Remember that you had 2 pages in the 9-card spread. You had the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords, which is honest communication and speaking from the heart. Maybe that you still need to talk about what happened here. Maybe that's why the Seven of Wands jumped for you. There has to be a confrontation, not in a nasty way, but there has to be a confrontation about what went wrong, what they did, or maybe it was you. Maybe you broke things off. Maybe you need to explain yourself. Now for others, I mean, this card here kind of changes the message a little bit. Because the Nine of Pentacles, this is a card of self-confidence and self-worth and really feeling good about your decisions. Especially with the High Priestess there 2 times. I feel like for some of you, like you Like, your ex may have really crossed the line. And that's probably why you had the Judgment card up in the first spread. The Judgment card, which is, a second chance. You're giving someone a second chance. But then you had the Justice card, which means that you've been treated unfairly. For some of you, again, your ex may have crossed the line and done, maybe they cheated on you repeatedly, or they did something very hurtful to you. I mean, I feel like for some of you, not everyone, again, it's hard to predict for everybody, but I mean, I see here that for some of you, you've got to put yourself first. If this person has, maybe you've taken them back repeatedly over and over and over and over, and they always do the same thing. It's like the High Priestess is saying, you should have listened to your intuition, but you have a chance to listen to it now. Again, this is for those where this is someone that repeats the same patterns over and over and over. But for others, I do see you thinking about it, considering a new beginning with your ex, and I definitely see that new beginning there with the Fool. The Six of Wands is saying you can work through issues. This is the removal of obstacles. You could also have to just really talk about what happened here. Talk about your breakup. Talk about what you went through. Remember to keep yourself in mind. Put yourself first. If you need space and time, which we did see, the Hermit came up twice in the 9-card spread, then take your time. And also listen to your intuition, the High Priestess 2 times. But I definitely feel like you'll have a chance for a new beginning if that is what you want with your ex. Okay, Cancer, this has been your love reading for December 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.